One consideration when deciding to use a property management company or not, and I appreciate that this is self-serving because I own a property management company here in Philadelphia, so I understand how it sounds like I've got a little prejudice here, but I honestly don't believe I do. Is merely in when a tenant reports a maintenance request, so they have a repair that's needed to the property. A big part of what I do, I have a contractor license myself. I have a lot of experience in the construction industry. I've built homes from scratch and done full renovations. So I have experience in this, and I've been, of course, owning this brokerage, this property management brokerage since 2008. So I have a lot of perspective when it comes to property repairs. And some of that is basically knowing who to send in the first place. So a repair request comes in from a tenant, and not always. Often it basically is clear that the tenant is saying that they're even with a toilet clog, or a toilet's not working, not with a toilet clog, but say the tenant is saying that the toilet doesn't seem to be working, the handle isn't really working. That could be a handyman task, or that could be a plumber task. I don't know if a property manager would actually have more experience at that decision than the average landlord would have. To a degree they would. So I think most property managers might think, why would you pay plumbing prices for an issue that likely could be fixed by a handy person? One other advantage that our property management company has, I don't know if every property management company has this advantage, is our contractors are just so good and so inexpensive that our plumber is actually less expensive than sending a handy person. So we just have a huge advantage over the average landlord, and the fact that we're not going to send a handy person to fix a handy person type job and come to find out that this toilet actually needs a plumber, so now you have to pay a second person to come to the door. Every time you have a contractor walk in the door, it gets extremely expensive. But basically the decision of who to send. So often we'll have leaks, and the tenant will report that there's a leak, and they can be a little bit unhelpful because they're not necessarily savvy at home renovations, nor should they have to be. So trying to get from the tenant exactly what is going on, where is this water coming from, and so we can figure out, is this a plumbing issue, is this a roofing issue, etc. Some of that would come down to a property manager's expertise, and I think that's where a property manager might have an advantage over a property owner. So the property management company should be saving you considerably, and I understand most property management companies probably are not saving the average, rental property owner a lot of money just because they're mismanaging their maintenance departments. They either have an in-house maintenance and it's a profit center for them, or they own the third-party construction company, and that's who they're referring. So in those cases, they have an invested interest, and of course, if the repairs are more, they're getting paid more. In the case of my property management company, we work on a referral basis only, so it's not a profit center for us. Property repair comes in, we're referring it. Technically speaking, we're referring it out to the contractor that we think is appropriate to do the solution. And we just have massive buying power because we're actually making like six figures of referrals. We're not actually getting kickback from these contractors, as I think probably might come up in some people's minds. We're literally choosing the best contractor at that moment that we think will bring the best solution. And that would tend to be the least expensive contractor who could actually bring about the repair, more than adequately bring about the repair. So again, the whole point of this is that one thing to consider is that a property management company, the person in charge of maintenance and property repairs, should have an expertise, and the expertise should be saving you money just in who to send. When a property repair comes in, they should have an idea of, okay, who is what trade is the correct trade to send to resolve this. That right there should save the average landlord some money. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a perspective on that. I know it kind of got a little bit convoluted on the end because I'm just a humble Philadelphia property management company owner doing my best to answer your rental property investing questions. But I do wish you happy rental property investing.